behind the scenes of Etho's Lab. Hello, how's it going, everybody? This is Etho, and welcome back to another episode of the Let's Play series. And scene. Alright, scene transition. We're going to be moving crew over to set location number 2. Scene name, the donkey. Get the donkey in frame next to, let's get him next to the crewmate. Okay. And do we want the frame on or off? HUD on, off, on. Let's go HUD on. That we can get right into the action that way. Okay. 3, 2, 1, and so check it out, everybody. I got myself a donkey the other day. I was going around exploring. We finally have donkeys back in our world. Amazing. And scene. Okay, that was a little weak. Could have done a little better on that one. We'll keep it though. After editing. Hello, how's it going, everybody? This is Etho, and welcome back to another episode of the Let's Play series. So check it out, everybody. I got myself a donkey the other day. I was going around exploring. We finally have donkeys back in our world. Amazing. It's getting a little late, guys. We'll resume filming tomorrow. Take a break for now. Alright, let's get back to it. Yeah, so the other day I spent a bit of time doing some stuff around our pumpkin farm here, and I checked the chests. They were totally full of pumpkins down here. So I did some trading, and guess what I discovered? We have this, like, villager here that's been here for forever, and apparently he's a cheaty villager. I didn't know that. So we can trade infinitely with this guy without having to wait for him to refill. So that's kind of nice, right? I like that. Pretty cool. And the other thing I found, I looked around here, around the beacon, and apparently there's like something weird going on here. There's a giant hole right underneath the pumpkin farm, if I can find it. Somewhere. Yeah, over here. Look at this. Oh, where did this come from? I dug it, obviously. Okay, everybody, so here's the plan. You can see I got ourselves a temporary dripstone farm set up, trying to grow some more of it, because we are going to be building a lava farm today underneath the pumpkin farm there. Or larva, or lava, or lahava, whatever, however you want to say it, okay? I say it my way, you say it your way. It's all fine. Just like the rest of the world uses Celsius, and some of you use Fahrenheit, you know? I use Fahrenheit, and that's the only right way to do things, because that's the way I do things. Yeah, so in 1.17, a new feature got added to the game where you can actually farm lava out of thin air, basically. You just need a lava source, a block, dripstone under that block, and you can see it's dripping lava particles into the cauldron. After about 20 minutes, it'll fill up, and you got yourself a brand new source of lava, which is pretty cool. Now, the way this works, you cannot in any way totally automate this. Like if you have a dispenser with empty buckets in, it's gonna cook it. So the only way to harvest the lava after it fills up here is to right click it yourself. So you can right click it with a stack of buckets and boom, it goes in your inventory. But if your inventory is full, like so, then it just shoots out into the world. So whenever I'm designing something in this game, I like to have a clear goal in mind for what I'm trying to achieve. And for the lava farm here, my goal was to try come up with the simplest, like, repeating pattern I could think of for making a lava farm. So I thought about it for a bit, and basically there's two approaches to this. Number one, you either move the lava to you, or you move yourself to the lava. If you want to move the lava to you, the only way of doing it, I think, is with the cauldron tape, like this. So, or something similar. So basically, you would move the cauldrons around. Oh, which one do we go next? This one here. In a loop sort of thing, and as they fill up, they get delivered to you. So you would stand in one spot, and they would get moved to you, and you just hold right-click, and they'll fill up your inventory. The problem with the piston tape method is redstone is complicated to a certain extent, and piston tapes kind of need a fixed size. So if you want to make like an infinitely repeatable pattern, this really isn't a good approach. So instead, I figured out we gotta make it so we move to the lava. Now, there are a lot of different ways of moving around in this game, though, so we have to pick one. Like, are we gonna be walking it, getting pushed around with water streams, riding a horse? What are we doing here? Well, I figured we gotta pick an automatic method of moving. Would be ideal. And it needs to be consistent, and also we need to set up a collection system with this farm. So I figured let's combine our collection system with our movement system to try to create an even simpler pattern. And we're gonna basically just do this. We're gonna have water. Water needs to flow at least 2 blocks so that it has the flow to it, all right? And then we're gonna take advantage of the fact you can now put rails underwater like this. And then we will ride along here in a minecart, our heads above water, it's all fine. Oh, I'm actually getting pushed. Wait a second. That was weird. I thought I'd have control here still. Look, the rails. I didn't know that. So if you put a minecart in flowing water, it has a preferred way of moving. Weird. Anyways, I'm getting distracted. Yeah, so basically, as we harvest the lava, it's going to shoot off into here, go underneath the slab here, and then we'll just have our next row of cauldrons right over here. So it's a 3-block wide pattern. So then our lava buckets are going to go underneath the slabs here, under the cauldrons, and land into another water stream below. That's going to bring all the lava buckets over to one end of our farm. They'll get collected together, go into a shulker loading system, and we'll have shulker boxes full of lava buckets waiting for us when we're done harvesting here, which will be pretty cool. Now, I was trying to figure out how should we actually do this water stream below, because I kind of don't want to put breakpoints in our farm, like between the cauldrons. I would rather have breakpoints in our water stream here, because you can't like merge 2 8-block water streams together, right? You need a breakpoint at some point, and if the lava bucket was to fall down here, well, you just lost it. So the way I usually would deal with like having a continuous water stream is you double layer it. You have like another layer over here that goes over the dead point on the lower one, and then if an item lands here, it will fall between the crack there, no problem. Guaranteed not to land on a dead point. Or if it was to land like at this fence gate here, it would go to the one below as well. So there's like no point in the water stream where items can get lost. I was just trying to think, like, is there a better way of doing it? And yes, there is. Basically, I tested this out. It seems to work. If you have like it set up like this, only a single layer is needed actually. Oh, let's put that. We'll have the fence gate here. Water goes over the pressure plates. And it seems like no matter where the item lands, as long as I think, like if it fell far enough down here, I think it would get stuck. But you see, if it lands on the ice there, it still has some momentum. It can actually carry its way through. Oh, I'm a bad thrower. Oh, it just barely makes it. You see that? But I think maybe if it fell through that water fast enough, it would get stuck. But as long as we don't drop the item too far, it seems to work like this, no matter where it lands. So yeah, it's been announced, guys, officially. The next update, 1.18, is coming out November 30th, which is pretty cool. I was thinking about it today, about this patch, and it's pretty crazy what they've done, honestly. Like, you think about a lot of older games, what happens? What do? Well, the patches get simpler and simpler as time goes on. You know, they might add a couple new content things here and there, a few bug fixes, but rarely do old games touch, like, their core game engine, right? And what did Mojang do with this update? It's like, oh, you know what? We're going to completely redo the terrain generation. We're going to completely redo our file format. Probably some network code had to be adjusted. Like all this nasty main engine stuff that you don't want to touch with a 10-foot pole. Mojang are like, nope, we're going to update it. We're going to improve it. People's computers are getting better. They can handle it. And it's pretty cool. I like to see that. As far as like what the update's going to do to our world here, I still am not entirely sure. I think they changed the mob spawning, right? So a lot of our mob farms are going to be affected by that, I think. And from what I've seen, there's going to be caves underneath my bedrock. So like 64 blocks below our bedrock is going to have new caves, and we'll probably go down there and explore and, you know, open up the underworld is kind of the plan at the moment. I love that sound. It's so good. This stuff grows very slowly, like very, very slowly. We only need 288 of it. That's how many cauldrons we got set up. That's like over 10 shulkers full of lava after a full harvest. But it's been hours, and this stuff is taking forever. I just did a little test here because I wanted to make sure. We only have one lava source at this block here, right above, and then it spreads out. The ones it spreads to does not create lava, just where the lava source is. This one has filled up 3 times in a row. None of these have filled up. So we're going to need to fill this all up with lava, the whole thing. There's no cheating. Oh yeah, and with the minecart, it seems like it'll prefer to go east, but if we nudge it the other way, it will just keep going that way as well. So it just keeps going the way it was going, right? But I think this is going to be too slow, so I should probably just use power rails. Alright, so I got a little bit lucky on this, actually. I think power rails would have been too fast. Like, every so often we would miss picking up the lava buckets as we pass by. But it seems if you combine power rails with water, it actually provides a bit of resistance, and this is like the perfect speed. Alright, everybody, so I've been hard at work here, working on this lava farm, and I'm very happy to say I think it's totally finished now. I just gotta go show it off to you guys, maybe explain a few things, and we'll go for a test run of it as well. So, to begin with, we had this opening here, right? And I thought this kind of works. We needed some way of getting down there in a minecart, so we just have a minecart track at the top here. We hit the button, and bam, we'll get taken down into the farm, and then we end up on the other side, and then if we go down on the other side, we end up on this side, kind of thing. We have empty buckets there for picking up the lava when we head down, and it's just like a little minecart track tunnel thing, nothing too fancy. We got mushroom walls, but then, oh baby, we get into the heart of the operation here. And honestly, like, I kind of like how this looks. I built this underground because I thought it was going to look really bad, and I didn't want to see it all the time on the surface, right? But yeah, it kind of turned out cool. I like it. So we got 6 rows of 48 cauldrons each row. Each one has lava over top. Each one has one of these dripstone, which took forever to farm. That was the very last thing I did. And just finished it. Some of these are still filling up. But yeah, we got the minecart track in. We went for power rails. We got our collection system joining all the rows together here, and they end up in the middle. They go underneath to a shulker loading system. But yeah, I think we're ready to go here for a little test run, so let's do it. This is my absolute favorite part of building something. When you spend all the time building it up, and it's like, is it going to work? Is it going to work? And then you go for the test run, and oh, baby. Or else it's oh, I messed up greatly on this thing. Time to fix it. No, we'll see what happens here. I don't see how this could go wrong, though. So the idea is we'll pick up some buckets, fill up our inventory, and then head down. We face this way and just kind of hold right-click the whole way through. And they'll shoot out of our inventory. They'll land in the water stream below. Oh, yeah, and when it fills up, or when we run out of empty buckets, then we got to switch too. So this farm could be totally automated, right? I decided not to totally automate it though, because I kind of like manual farms to a certain extent. Or I like the idea of having like tons of lava here and we just go for a harvest, right? So it's quick to get it, it's easy, but I'm still involved in the actual collection process. I think that's kind of the dream. I don't really like the AFK farm. Now, we gotta double check that stuff isn't landing where it shouldn't here. Hopefully we're fine. Oh, that's a scary face. Oh, and I used up all the buckets pretty much, so... Oh, there was another roast? Oh my goodness. Okay, so we need a lot of buckets. I thought that would be more than enough. I didn't count it. But yeah, they're filling up our shulker loader here. And then when it totally fills up... Oh, I guess that was all that it had. There it goes. It breaks it. Those go down into here. We got 5 there. Yeah, I said there would be about 10, right? So I guess there was a bit more to go. But then the minecart goes back up. Okay, we might have a little bit of loss with this, so we'll see. But I don't think it'll be too bad. Oh, there is one here too, one there. Okay, so there is a couple problems, nothing major though, which is fine. I just want to double check this as well, make sure there's nothing stuck on these pressure plates. Yeah, I think this worked okay. Like, we were getting a bunch of lava buckets on the very end here, but I think if we put glass over here, we can still pass underneath that, but we won't throw the buckets out on the side here. How did I do that? Oh, I guess if I right-click with the full bucket when I'm in the glass? Is that what happened there? Happened again. Wait a second. Is it a big deal? I don't know. I don't know what's happening. As long as I'm not actually placing the lava, I think we're fine. Happened again. Alright, let's double check. Any lava buckets? Any lava buckets? I don't see any lava buckets. Very good. Very good. I think they all went down. Oh boy. Okay, decision time, guys. Do we keep the guard on the front of the farm here, or do we remove it? It'll look better without the guard, I think, but it'll function better with it. I don't know. I'll let you guys decide. I don't really care. I think it's fine either way. Okay. One little thing here I thought was interesting. So the whole time I was building this, we have a bit of a tragic story here. This Enderman, poor guy, he got caught stealing. I don't think I've ever seen this happen before. So what happened, as far as I can tell, you see how we got a brown mushroom down there? Those grow randomly. I think he stole a brown mushroom. You see it's in his hand. And then one grew where he was standing. And he cannot place that down now. He's stuck. Because there's one in the spot again. So he can't place that down, which means he can't despawn. And he, for some reason, he can't teleport out of there either. He hasn't tried to. So he's just like permanently stuck in this hole. All right, good stuff. So I think we're done with that farm. Let's move on, and I think we're going to head to the end next. Yeah, so I thought we would go check out the Shulker Reactor again today. I know a lot of you guys really like this farm, and you wanted to see it in full action. So we got a few guys stored on the sides here. We're going to send them into the middle, and then we'll see what it's like when it's crazy. I have been using this a fair bit, testing it out some more. It does have a couple problems, but I was able to farm a few stacks of shells from it, so it's working, but it needs some tweaking. Is kind of where we're at with it. And I'm having trouble flying today, apparently. Okay, let's land. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to send these guys into the middle just by washing them away. But I think what we really need to do for this farm, like to make it work well, is we need to rinse the sides every so often and not just when we choose, like set it up on an actual timer. Okay. So once the sides are covered in water, they can't teleport to the trapdoors anymore. So they teleport to the outside, and then the ring of water washes them again, and then they'll teleport inside. And then we remove the water on the outside again, and they can teleport back over to the trapdoors, and we end up with the situation where there's like 100 of them in the middle reactor now. And things get pretty fun. So I guess let's go check her out. Here we go. Oh, I love this farm. So yeah, there's a few guys in here at the moment. Uh-huh. Now, unfortunately, it's not gonna, like, sustain this in any way. They're gonna teleport out of here. They're gonna kill themselves. They can't duplicate when there's this many in the middle. So they gotta teleport out of here first. But, yeah, it's pretty fun still. Oh, there's not that many over here. I guess this was kind of a dead spot. So what I found is if I run this farm for a long time, like hours, eventually everybody thins out in here. And they all end up on the outside walls. So I gotta do some tweaking with, like, how much space they can teleport to. I think I'm gonna remove some of the trapdoors on the outside there. And just go from there. And then if we set up that rinsing system on the outside, I think this farm will work pretty well. Yeah, so it's a little bit hard to explain. This is a complicated farm, but essentially our problem at the moment is when they duplicate in the reactor, some of them will teleport to the trapdoors and some of them will duplicate within the reactor and keep the reaction going. The ones on the outside are like extra storage. They get out of the way so that there's not too many in the middle that it stops the reaction from happening. But the issue at the moment is too many of them are teleporting to the trapdoors and eventually there's not enough in the middle. They all kind of die out, and then the reaction stops. And, yeah. Then we have to send them all from the outside back inside. But if we just get rid of the middle row here, it will probably help things out a lot, and the more will stay inside and fewer will go to the trapdoors. No! Alright, found something out new here that I didn't know. I was removing the middles on the trapdoors, right? And there were a couple shulkers on the outside still. So I had to remove them with my trident. And I might have missed. And my trident went into the void. And apparently, even if it has loyalty on it and it goes in the void, it doesn't come back to you. So I just threw my trident in the void. Okay, I know this looks kind of bad, but just hear me out for a second. I have an idea I want to try out. This hit me when I was building the lava farm, and basically for a long time now, I've needed to build a villager system, like a villager trading system. A good one, too. I don't want just a junky one. I want a really good one. Kind of want it to be like something unique as well, and I just haven't really been able to figure out what to do until today. The idea hit me. I had a eureka moment, okay? But it hinges on whether or not this guy can restock his supply. The idea is I'm going to drown the guy, pretty much. He's going to be in water, right? This is how I'm going to keep my villagers. The bubble columns will keep him alive, though. He's not going to drown. And like whenever I do a trade with him, and the inventory, you know, that's the big problem with villager trading, the inventory. You have stuff flying everywhere, right? You got to pick stuff up, you got to drop stuff off. I want the inventory to just shoot into the water stream and go into a collection system and sort it for me. And this is a perfect way of doing it if they just stay in the water stream, right? Because I can just funnel the water stream wherever I want with the items inside, and it's going to be amazing. Now, can he actually restock? We got the thing next to him. I think he should be able to, right? I'm just going to make sure. Let's do a little bit of trading here with this guy, and we will find out. I want all the bricks you got, buddy. Okay. He can't trade anymore. Let's give him a bit of time. Oh, snappers. All right, I think it's going to work. He was able to restock, which is great. So yeah, the idea is if he's in water, we can deliver all the items wherever we want that way. Nice and easy. Plus, any XP he creates will get shot through the system as well. Cool. All right. Well, I think that's what we're going to go with then. I'll have to do a bit of fine tuning, and you know, it'll take a bit to make it look good as well. But I think it's going to work out. I'll try to get that figured out for the next episode, everybody. But unfortunately for today, it is that time for the comment of the day. It says, Etho, do you know that there are different variations of flight rockets? You don't have to use the level 1 ones. Craft a rocket with 3 gunpowder instead of 1. So this is actually an interesting thing that I don't know if a lot of people have played around with. So I used to always use rocket 3s, like forever. It wasn't until Hermitcraft, actually, I noticed everybody used rocket 1s. And then I started using them because that's what people gave me or what I could buy at the stores. And I found out I actually really prefer the rocket 1s. They don't last as long. It's true that it's like less value for the inventory slot, right? But a lot of times when you're doing stuff, you just need quick little bursts to get somewhere, right? It's not like you're traveling far all the time. And I find rocket 3s, you just spend most of the time waiting for the rocket to run out before you can land, right? Or else you're going to conk into the wall and die. So yeah, I much prefer rocket 1s. Anyways, thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you again in the next one. Take care. Have a good day. Bye-bye.